Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucking gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit but feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100,
Hello world, I'm What If Studier, and this is What If Deku was lucky. So basically, as What If Deku was lucky, he's born off into the same family, of course. Everything's normal up until he's 5, which then they figure out that he has a quirk. Lucky things start to happen after that. They try to test him and they find nothing weird or quirkish about him, nothing. However, his quirk will grow, I'm telling you, now for later. That they just consider him, maybe it's so small that they can't even see it. That's also a possibility. So, you know, they just sent him off, lining him up as not basically quirk, but quirkless, you know. So basically, Deku goes to normal day life now with super luck. Now every single time anything almost happens to him, it almost misses. Just very closely misses him completely. Now, he goes through life a lot more sort of daintily. He feels much more appreciative about his surroundings, and he's much more, you know, aware of people, you know, instead of the antisocial Deku before, as he now has not a proven quirk this time, though. So Bakugo actually starts to treat him even more, worse, even more, because he has a quirk, but he doesn't, and he's like, what are you, some sort of, like, you're even more of a freak now. Like, that's just even worse. So Bakugo bullies him relentlessly. So, but basically Deku, for some reason, challenges him to a fight. He doesn't know why. It was like his own mind was out of it. Now this, I'll tell you right now, that's because Lady Luck is helping him. Lady Luck is sort of Corvana to his Halo stuff. It's like, it's insane because she can tell him stuff. She can talk to him, but not yet because his quirk is only slightly grown. So basically, when he starts this fight with him, and he says he might as well honor it. After all, maybe his luck will save him during the fight, and maybe like Bakugo will finally respect him. Maybe. So he goes out to this fight in the middle of a field where Bakugo has invited the whole class to try to, you know, punish Deku for even daring to challenge him. So Deku readies up his guard. However, when a punch comes towards him, nothing. He keeps on dodging without even thinking about it until he just puts down his hands and lets Bakugo almost sock him in the face. However, he keeps on dodging on accident. And once Bakugo is completely tired out, Bakugo screams at him saying that, why don't you just die already? He says, I'm not able to. Don't you understand? I'm not physically able to. You can't hit me. And then Bakugo basically explodes everywhere around him. However, the charges up a gigantic explosion, which would have killed Deku if it wasn't for a random piece of debris setting itself right in front of Deku and then crumbling away right afterwards. Bakugo, completely tired out, falls to the floor unconscious. And Deku wins, I guess. So yeah, he kind of wins that whole scrap. Bakugo still has this enrage inside of him, which will grow over the season. So basically, once that is done, Deku looks to the place behind him, however. A side effect of his quirk is everywhere around him has worse luck. He's siphoning things. That includes people. It hyphens itself to a major level when it comes to other people around him. And when he turns around, he sees a whole destroyed train yard, which people probably almost died. And he goes out to see a gigantic oil spill and fire everywhere because of the gigantic explosion, and people dying, people in this major crisis. He runs in there knowing that maybe his luck, this mysterious force, will help him And it does, like the fire clears straight up for him, and he charges in and finds an old man limping, and he brings him out. However, he dies in his hands. Now, a professional hero, specifically All Might, crashes down in front of him, picks up the old man, and looks down. However, before he goes, Deku puts his hand on his shoulder, saying that it's not worth it. He's dead. And as that moment of reconciliation that he was already dead, they both have this sort of understanding. And All Might says, "You can't save them all, but you tried your best. I'm sorry." As he jumps away to the other locations, Deku is basically kind of traumatized from this. However, he says, "No, he's wrong. I can. I will." As you know, he starts to grip, and then he sort of activates his luck, almost charging back in there. However, he is knocked out by one of the pro heroes who saw him trying to go back in, a 14-year-old kid trying to do that. So after that day, he goes home. He's so lucky that he basically just walks a different route than the frickin' slime. Okay? That's basically how that works. Anyways, he decides that he wants to become a hero so that he can save everybody, like All Might couldn't. So basically, next day he goes to the UA practicing exams. Going in there, he basically aces almost everything, skip all that. We get to the lineup. Now, because he's so lucky, he doesn't trip, which means he doesn't meet Uraraka. However, Lady Luck is on his side. He feels a sort of touch on his shoulder. As he looks behind him, it was Lady Luck tapping on his shoulder. However, Uraraka is right next to him. As he turns around and immediately is greeted by Uraraka, Uraraka sort of sees him staring at her and decides to start up an open conversation now. Instead of their sort of interrupted sort of talking at the beginning because of Deku's nervousness, Deku is much more smooth. He's much more of a butterface boy. All right, he's definitely her type. All right, they're two peas of a pod. They start going off about how nice life is, just generally how exciting it is to become a hero, how like maybe they could save heroes together, maybe they could become a duo, all that shit. And Ida, of course, has the spoiler fun saying that, unless you're sort of in a romantic relationship, or you're sort of one of you is a understudy of the other, a sidekick, then you can't do that. Of course, this brings down the mood a little bit, and Deku, of course, says, well, you didn't have to kill the mood. And this starts this sort of triangle of funny looks where everybody's, generally confused about what they're supposed to do now, because, now they're in the middle of this gigantic black room, which then opens up to hear President Mike coming over, well, the mic, talking about all the shit, all the stuff, and of course Bakugo is being super ass rude about it. Of course, angering Ida, which Ida and Bakugo, and Deku are actually good friends at this time. So Deku backs up Ida, which then riles up Bakugo even more, making him stand up and immediately challenge Deku to a fight. However, before they can do this, Bakugo is told to stand down. And he sits down, of course, respecting the rules, I guess, a little bit, if he has to. So basically, yeah, they get him to cool him down, and then they open up the gates saying, 3, 2, 1, let's go. There are no countdowns in a real fight. Immediately, everybody is pushed out the door without putting on any of their stuff. This is an account of the world being so negative. Now the world has been taken, its positive sort of luck, and siphoned into Deku. So UA has been striking on hard times, and this means that they have less money, which means that they have to, rush the students instead of preparing them. They don't have any suits for them. So basically they start dashing out the door, not even knowing what the hell just happened, and goes out and starts defeating robots. But Deku, he does not win this. All right? He has no way to destroy robots. No way. No possible way until Uraraka he hears a scream from Uraraka. He was just walking around randomly, sort of just following whatever people were doing and trying to get some kills. Maybe some robots fell onto their face, onto rubble, and killed themselves, and he made it try to look like it was his fault. He's trying, guys. And then he hears Uraraka screaming, and he's like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna have to actually do something now. He dashes out and then sees Uraraka almost getting killed by freaking rubble, and he focuses down, knowing that maybe his quirk can do what it did to Bakugo, which was take away some luck from them. And the robot luckily missed its arm and smashes it straight into the ground, which lodges its arm into the ground, allowing Ida now to turn around and see its weakness, jumping up onto, running up on its arm, jumping up and kicking its face inside out, just absolutely destroying that shit. Also destroying his leg, but getting him a lot of points. Now All Might sees on the radar sort of his quirk activating. They can see him staring intensely at it and saving Uraraka technically, because he helped in a major victory, and that's enough for them to consider him viable. Only in B class, however. As he picks up Uraraka from the rubble, she thanks him a lot and says that they should hang out sometime, as he seems very nice. He says, I would love that. And Ida falls to the freaking ground as Uraraka tries to catch him, almost forgetting that he was there. Ida gets back up. He's like, oh my god. Woo! That was a rush. He's hyped up on adrenaline right now. He's like, are we done yet? Or we're not? She's like, yeah, we're done, Ida. He's like, oh, all right. Jeez. That was an intense moment. She's like, I'm sure it was. He's like, you wanna thank me? She's like, I really don't. So Sunday, and then of course President Mike has to announce that they're all done and stuff, and Deku goes back. So I think that'll end it off for this one. Thank you so much for watching, world, and I will see you sometime, somewhere. Goodbye, my people.
Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit up, I feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100.